A very good morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine at home. In today's session, we are going to start with part A as per your syllabus and unit 1, chapter name is communication skill. So basically, your IT syllabus is divided in two parts, part A and part B. Part A is having 5 units and part B is having 5 units. In previous lecture, we have covered part B, chapter 1. We have completed the chapter. So today we are going to continue with part A, unit 1. And today we will complete session 1 of part A because chapter 1 contains 4 sessions. So session 1 we will complete in today's session. Like session 1 is communication and its method. Session 2 is communication cycle. Session 3 is perspective in communication and session 4 is basic writing skills. So today we will complete in this session communication and its methods. So let's start with session. So communication and its method. Before going to start with the topic, we need to understand what is communication. Basically, communication, it is a process of sending and receiving the messages. Either it is in written form or it is in oral form, or we can speak either it is verbal or it is non-verbal. So we can write it or we can speak it or we can use some symbols, signs or behaviors. So the objective of each communication is to have people understand what we are trying to convey. It means it is used for the purpose of information sharing between at least two persons. So communication means being able to tell other people what you want to say. So expressing your feelings, opinions, emotions, all are included in the communication concept. So we realize it or not, whether it is realized or not, we are communicating all the time. Whether we speak, write, or send message by using phone, by writing an email, we are communicating in some way directly or indirectly or verbally or non-verbally. All are included in a communication concept. Now, the major concept, which communication is known as effective communication. So, effective communication should contain some attributes. Very first thing, accuracy. The content that we are sending, it should be valid and it should be error free. There will be no any error in the content. Second concept, second is accessibility. The content is placed where the appropriate audience can access it. It means whatsoever we are sharing, it should be useful for the audience that will use the same content, that will access the same content. It should be useful. Reliability, the content is from a credible source and based on current evidence. It means whatsoever we are sending, it should be reliable. It should not be a previous one information. It should be the latest updated information and it should not be fake information. Timelines, the content is provided when the timing is most appropriate for a audience. It means whenever it is required to audience, it should be provided on same time. Like we are conducting a meeting before starting our business to tell the feature or aim or objective of our business, then it will be more effective than discussing later on. So the time foundation or time limit, or we can speak the time selected for discussion should be accurate. Understandability, whenever we are communicating, the language should be appropriate for specific audience. It should be common for both sides, like sender should also understand or receiver should also understand. Just take an example, suppose I am delivering my lecture in English, but if student will not understand English language, what is the fun of sharing my lecture? So language should be common for both, either it is sender, either it is receiver side. Now, method of communication. Communication can be performed via three methods. First one is verbal, non-verbal and visual communication. We will understand through some pictures also. Verbal communication, it means in which we required a particular language that is used by speaking something. It is called a verbal communication. And it is the sharing of information by using some words. And it is what most people use a method for communicating. Generally, it is used in a routine life. It can be either one-to-one communication, it can be either on telephonic or it can be a group meeting, either it can be a Zoom classroom. While communicating verbally, The words that are spoken are very, very important because whatsoever we are speaking, it should be very truth. However, the way in which the words are spoken is just as important as the choice of vocabulary. It means vocab should also be good. So it is divided in two parts, oral and written communication. Basically, verbal communication can be either oral or it can be written. So what is oral communication? It is the most popular and common in personal communication as well as in business communication. The process of expressing information or ideas through spoken word is known as oral communication. Where when we are communicating via speaking some word in front of an audience, like we are taking meeting and boss is telling the important points in the meeting. That is the concept of oral communication. So there are some factors that are required for effective oral communication. Very first thing, be clear and concise. Every time, the most effective way to get your point across is to make it clear and concise. It means whatever you're sharing, it should be very clear. It should be in a specific words. Avoid using complex sentences. It should be very simple. Keep it simple and short, and at the same time, it should be impactful. And the length of communication, it should also be appropriate. It means it should not be lengthy. Speak confidently and fluently. Whatever you're discussing, it should be in a confident manner because confidence will help to build trust and earn the respect in front of audience. If we are not confident, then audience will make fun. So you should be confident when you are talking with other person. So there are several factors which can impact your ability to speak confidently and fluently, including your command of subject matter, your word choice, the tone of your voice, your body language, and your ability to make direct eye contact with the audience. When we are communicating, you should be in a eye contact with audience. It means eye to eye contact should be there. Audience should feel that you are communicating with a specific person. Pace, it means how fast and slow you can speak, you are speaking. If you are too fast, so audience might not be understand you what you are speaking. If you are too slow, the listener might find it is very boring. So the speaking pitch, speaking speed should be perfect, the pace should be very perfect. Think before you speaking. What are you sharing? It should be clear and concise. So before speaking some statement, you should be clear about the statement. It is wrong or right. So by organizing your thought in advance, you can eliminate many of the avocado pauses that occurs while speaking. Like take a minute to organize your thought in your mind before you begin to speak. It means while you're starting your lecture, while you're starting your sharing information, before speaking, you should share or you should keep in mind what I have to discuss. Be aware of your non-verbal communication cues. So when you're communicating, your body language also matters. So your body language significantly impact the way others interpret what you say. So pay attention to the gestures you make, like your face expression, your body language, to ensure that align with the message you are trying to send across. It means while you're using body language or expression, it should be in a effective manner. It should be according to your pronunciation skill. Next is choose right words. Always write kind of words while communicating. It will improve the quality of your communication or interaction between sender and receiver, and it will enable you to build your trust and rapport much quicker. Think about the perspective of your audience. So you should have a strong command of a topic. Doesn't mean the people you are speaking to have same knowledge as yours. So try to think about how someone else will understand and what you are trying to communicate. It means you should be concentrate on audience, how much effective you are communicating with the audience. Tune your volume or pitch. Use voice modulator or modulation to add emphasis to important points, and vary the pitch of your voice to express emotions. So this will help you to interact with your audience engaged in the message. Next is What are the advantages of oral communication? Very first thing, it is less expensive. There is no need to spend additional charges, and it saves money as no stationery, no gadgets are required. It saves your time, labor, and energy because it is direct, fast, and personal communication. In oral communication, immediate feedback, it means on the same time you can get a response that is obtained, and it is more effective and it well personal contact, which is essential and valuable for smooth working of your organization because you are making good relationship while you are communicating in a oral way. Oral communication has a human touch as it generates the friendly and cooperative spirit. And next point, it is very useful for addressing like literate, semi-literate and illiterate message. So it is the best way to communicate between two parties. Now there are some disadvantages are also present in oral communication, like there is no proof what you have spoken. It means there is no legal point of view if anybody asks you about proof later on. No evidence is in case of oral communication. As oral communication, you cannot be stored, so it has little reference value, and there is a greater chance of misunderstanding due to verbal nature of exchange. Sometimes we are speaking the same word in other way, but other is standing in other way. And what is conveyed orally, it cannot be remembered for a long time because a human memory is very short. It's for a very limited time, so hence it is easily forgotten. And the difference in language, it is the most obvious barrier to the oral communication. Most problem that due to different languages, two people speaking two different language cannot communicate with each other in an effective manner. It is the major problem in case of oral communication. Now, next is written communication. Written communication, it is one of the most challenging form of communicating with a group of people. Yet in many situations, writing is the one of the best way to communicate, being more concentrated than verbal communication, with less room for misinterpretation, errors and mistakes. Organized writing generally corresponds with clear, organized thinking process, and the opposite is also true. Unclear, disorganized writing generally correspondent with unclear, disorganized thinking process. So written communication means sending of message, order or instructions in a written form using some medium, like either it can be a letter, it can be a circular, it can be a manual, it can be any report or any telegram, office memorandum, bulletin or any type of format you can use. It is also known as a formal method of communication and it is less flexible. It is strict because everything we are writing in a record. What are the guidelines for effective written communication? Write in a clear, accurate, concise, and organized manner. Ensure that your writing logically, your flow is accurate. Always use the language that we will understood by reader. Avoid slang words, symbols, and abbreviation. It means unless it is not clearly defined. Ensure use of correct spelling, particularly for the name of people and companies. And always while you're writing, the grammatical part should be very good. And keep sentence clear and short and proofread carefully before sending something. Read it again and again carefully and try to find out the error. If any error is there, do not send it, and you can check your spells also and you can correct it. What are the advantages of written communication? The main purpose of communication, it is in the form of evidence. You can take up as a proof. So it is a authenticated document or authoritative document that you can keep as a proof in your organization. And another reason for the popularity of written communication is it is easily understandable because a person can read again and again the same document because it is in the form of proof. It is on the paper. Next is written document are more acceptable. The mass of people give more priority to a written document. And every kind of written communication document, it is a permanent record that I told now only. It is a recorded form, so it can be preserved for further assistance. You can take in future also. And written communication is one kind of evidence also. It can reduce the risk. So this is the most important advantage, that we can take it as a proof and it reduces your organization risk. Next is disadvantage of written communication. Written communication is expensive way. It includes expenditure like purchasing paper, ink, typewriter, printing machine, as well as maintenance of such equipments and machines also. It is time consuming because from start to end it take a lot of time. A message if sent through any written device like letter may require 2, 3 or more days for sending it to the destination. And next is, through written communication there is very little scope for a personal relationship to grow between the sender and the receiver side. So there are some points, and there is a delay in feedback in written communication. Now next topic is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal means there is a proverb, action speak louder than words. It means you are showing your action by using your voice, gestures or touch or pitch. It is including your facial expressions, body language, physical distance between the communicator, like you're doing eye contact, pointing the finger to someone. These all are included in a non-verbal communication. So the elements of a non-verbal communication, like the old sage, it is not what you say, it's how you say it. It so it is given new meaning when you think about it in terms of non-verbal communication. The element of non-verbal communication, it include facial expression, it include body movements and postures, it include gestures, eye contact, touch, space, voice, dress and appearance. These all factors are the part of your non-verbal communication. Let's start with discussion one by one. First one is facial expression. The expression or emotion like happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, fear, these all are the part of face expression. Like you're using some smileys also. So you don't have to understand the verbal language to understand the non-verbal communication. You need not to learn about the verbal language. Body movements and postures, your stance, your posture, the way you are walking, you are talking, even your actions, all are depend upon you hold your heads. All convey an unspoken message. It means how you are expressing in front of others, which type of gestures you are presenting. Gestures mean to say we have the point, beckon, and use of your hands. When we are arguing or speaking, we express ourselves with gestures, often without thinking. However, the meaning of gestures, it can be very difficult across cultures and regions, because in cultures and regions it is getting changed. So it is important to be careful to avoid misinterpretation between two parties. Parties should be understood. It should not be misinterpreted between two parties. And eye contact, it is an important form of non-verbal communication. The way you look at someone communicate like your interest, affection, hostility or attraction, how you are attracting to someone. It depends upon your eye contact with the other party. Next is touch. Touch means it is the important part of your non-verbal communication. Think about what the following conveys, like a firm handshake, a timid tap on your shoulder, a warm beer hug, a reassuring pat on the back, a patronizing pat on the head, or controlling a grip on your arm. All are the effect that you're telling your relationship, how much stronger you are about your communicating, how much you are nearby the person. Is it your friendly way, is it your polite way, is it your you can speak confident way? Everything is presenting in a touch form. And space, we all have needed some space. We need to maintain the gap, although that need differ depending upon the culture, like the situation and closeness of relationship. You can use physical space to communicate many different non-verbal messages, including signals of intimacy, aggressiveness, dominance, or affections. And voice. Non-verbal speech, such as like your tone, pitch, volume, inflection, rhythm, and rate, are more important to communicate. So when we speak, other people read our voice in addition to listening to our words. It means somebody is delivering the lecture. In that case, your voice is catched by the person how you're speaking. Like, for example, can indicate, think about how tone of voice. For example, can indicate sarcasm, anger, affection, or confidence. By tone, a user can measure you are speaking in anger, you are speaking in polite way, you are friendly, or you are speaking hard words. Dress and appearance, the most important factor, how much you're presenting in front of audience. Like the appearance and the dress of speaker, it plays an important role in creating an impact on the audience or the receiver. For example, a well-dressed person generate respect from others and create impression about position and power. So, in this chapter, we covered about verbal non-verbal communication. Now, what are the advantages of non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication cues complement a verbal message by adding to its meaning. For example, you can pat someone whom you have offended at the back, and you as you say sorry to him or her. Information can be easily presented in non-verbal communication by using some visual, audio-visual, or silent means. And non-verbal message may substitute for the verbal messages, like if it is blocked by noise, interruption, long distance. For example, gesture fingers to lips to indicate need for quiet. Facial expression, a nod instead of yes. So it is a silent way to communicate. And this type of communication use gestures, facial expression, eye contacts, proximity touching without using any spoken or written words. So it is quite helpful for illiterate people. And non-verbal cues of communication greatly help handicapped people also, because sometimes deaf person not able to understand anything, so it can present via their face movement or expression. So those people exchange message through the movement of hand, finger, or eyeballs. So these are the advantages of nonverbal communication. Now let's discuss some nonverbal communication disadvantages. Nonverbal communication is quite vague and imprecise. This in this communication there is no use of words or languages. So it could express clear meaning to the receiver. So without using the proper words, sometimes we are not able to communicate properly because there is no dictionary that can accurately classify the meaning of communication. In non-verbal communication, long conversation and necessary explanation is not possible. Non-verbal communication does not follow any rule, formality, or structure like the other communication. In some cases, non-verbal communication involves huge cost like neon sign, PowerPoint presentation, cinema are quite costly compared to the other form of communication. And since non-verbal communication use gestures, facial expression, eye contact, touch, sign, sound, everything they are including for communicating with others, so there is a great possibility of distortion of information in this type of communication. So we have studied about verbal and non-verbal communication. Now let's discuss about third communication, that is visual communication. That is little bit costly. So it has been proven through ages that pictures are retained in our memory longer than words and long text. Images are great way to convey the message fast and effectively, as is conveyed by this old age. A picture is a worth a thousand words. Visual communication, it's a medium to communicate that relies on vision. And another type of communication with verbal and non-verbal communication, it take place with the aids of visual elements. So in visual communication, what's going on? The information or idea are transmitted by using some symbols and signs. I'll give you one best example. It is believed to be the type the people mostly rely on and includes sign, graphics, design, films, typography, and counter signs, counterless other examples. And it is the oldest form of communication I'll tell you the best example while you are moving on GT road for traveling. When you are moving on red light, you need to stop for a minute, because nobody will tell you you have to stop. You will just see the sign of red light signal and you will stop here, because it is a long life communication. Nobody need to tell what is the meaning of red light. So this type of communication is known as visual communication, in which we need some language, we need some symbol signs, or we need some light signals also. It depends upon signals also, and it is a long life communication. Now, advantages: images are more impactful and create emotional bonding with the audience and elicit a stronger reaction. Visual communication is an effortless way of communicating information, since it doesn't require describing too much. We need not to describe what is the meaning. And the audience tend to get bored after listening to a speech for a long time. Whether visual ads are interesting and interactive. And visual communication make everything clear and understandable, irrespective of people attending from other background. And visual ads make people more observant and interactive, since they remove the barrier associated with the oral communication. So individuals open up and become more involved. Now, there are some disadvantages also. I told in starting only, it is a costly way. It is costly because it involves the use of pictures, graphics, and high quality images. And making graphs, pie chart, presentation, it takes a lot of efforts and times. So it also requires in-depth knowledge in design, since the selection and compilation of images. Which one is best image that will present the accurate and visual pleasing. And when the information is small, graphs and charts are fine. But when information is huge, a visual ad may not be enough to convey everything. And a visual ad with innumerable different type of messages may look cluttered and untidy. And a poorly designed visual can have a adverse effect instead of being helpful. And sometimes visual ads are too simple, and therefore a crucial topic loses its gravity. So it can be particularly harmful for an organization discussing on a serious point. We cannot talk on a serious point by using the visual communication concept. So we have covered in this session three types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, and visual communication. And these are some important points you can read. The basic method of communication are verbal, non-verbal, and visual. And verbal communication is subdivided in two parts: oral and written. And the process of expressing information or ideas through spoken words is known as oral. And factors influencing effectiveness of oral communication, these are pace, fluency, choice of words, clarity, pitch, or volume. And written communication means the sending of message, order, or instruction in writing form of letter, circular, or manuals. And non-verbal communication, it includes face expressions, tone, pitch of voice, gestures, or your body language, eye contact, or pointing fingers, etc. And element of non-verbal communications are gesture, facial expressions, body language, contact, touch, space, voice, dress, everything is included. And visual communication is the transmission of information and idea using symbols and images or signs. Now let's start the exercise part. You need not to write in notebook anything. You have to read from book only. Oral and written communication are categorized in dash type of communication, that is verbal. Dash are interesting and interactive form of communication, visual ads. And which of these is a part of non-verbal communication? The answer is facial expression. Now next is dash communication is less expensive and save money. In oral, written, or visual, oral is the less expensive way. And that is important. Dash is important element of oral communication. Body language is an important element of your oral communication. Now fill in the blanks. Dash communication is most popular and common form of communication. The answer is oral. Dash is an example of visual communication. The answer is graphics design. And the main advantage of written communication is its evidence or proof. Oral communication helps to get an immediate feedback or response. And dash communication is an effortless way of communicating information, as it doesn't require too much description. Visual communication. Now, these are some question given as a theoretical portion. You have to read the question, you have to learn the question. You need not to write in your notebook. 4 questions are given, answers are also given along with that, and afterward your session is getting complete. In next session, we will meet with the second part, that is session 2. We will discuss about different types of skill for a communication. So in this session, we have covered types of communication. In next session, we will meet in next point. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.